From LALATE News Headquarters in Santa Monica, this is Mornings LALATE.
It's a big morning of Mornings LALATE, live and direct from Santa Monica, California, as the LALATE Purple Power has done it again. Last Wednesday, this channel launched for your 4 stimulus check updated 2021, the hashtag campaign, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. Minutes ago, Chuck Schumer issued a statement. He's calling the vote. We won. Again, we have done it, Purple Power. Chuck Schumer announcing he's calling the vote on your 4 stimulus recon. In this incredible recording, we're going to go over how Purple Power once again got Chuck Schumer to get the ball moving forward. And that vote will be happening. It's brand new breaking details that happened minutes ago, and I have the latest statement on air. Chuck Schumer announcing that the recon will pass in the month of January. The vote will happen in the month of January, despite the strange events that unfolded over the weekend. I'll recap them as well if you missed them across the board. And that recon will pass with the Senate changes that could add in an MSC and could add in there the Medicaid gap fixes that we've been detailing on this channel. The checks in this incredible recon amounting to at least $15,000, biggest payout you've ever seen in the history of the channel. This is your 4 stimulus recon, but no time and place to wait for that, because viewers have been applauding the Purple Power and this channel over the weekend, saying thank goodness for third stimulus. Viewers have been cleaning up for third stimulus in this recording. I'm going to show you how to get more of it. Viewers keep on saying, LA, stay on point with third stimulus, because this is where we're getting our cash, this is where we're getting our bills, this is where we're getting our holiday stimulus. I am. And in this recording, we're going to go over the incredible details of it. Student loan debt forgiveness, the latest details on that. Plus, your COLA raise is going up on January 1. What is the impact on your SNAP? And what is the impact on fifth stimulus? Plus, the latest details on the variant and why it's going to impact the U.S. economy over the next 3 months. It's a changing situation that really ramped up dramatically over the weekend. There's a lot of breaking news, but the great news is that we have won once again. Chuck Schumer announcing that, yes, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote, it's happening. Chuck is calling the vote. The latest statement issued by Chuck Schumer minutes ago. The recon will become a law in the month of January. He will be calling it for a vote. The changes will be made, and this is a major turn of events after a lot of things have changed in the last 24 hours, including some flashing lights. What is this, a Kanye video? Why are there flashing lights? Next, I'm going to be doing music videos. Where's Kim K? Those details and more as we go into a big, bold, beautiful morning's broadcast direct and live from Santa Monica. I'm excited you're here. The exciting details with this 4 stimulus recon becoming law coming up right now, starting this very moment on Mornings LALATE. Hey, good morning, everybody. I hope you're having a beautiful day. Happy holidays to you and your families. Hope you are good. The recon will get called for a vote the first week of January approximately, and will pass, as Louis Schumer in a new statement issued minutes ago. And this is what we had campaigned for with the hashtag campaign, Chuck Call the Vote, and now it's being called. The Senate changes going in there will be robust, including the push to add an MSC. We're going to go over those incredible programs, this incredible recon that'll pay you a lot, at least $15,000 before we get into those incredible add-ons. And then there's no time or place to wait for the big money available right now from 4 stimulus when you can get it from third stimulus. I'm going to go over all those incredible details of third stimulus in this recording. I'll go over how you can get big sums of money to pay your bills this holiday season. It's third stimulus, and the latest details on that coming up in this incredible recording. Then we'll be going over to the incredible details of that student loan debt forgiveness offer, the latest details on that fifth stimulus offer across the board, what you need to know about that, those details and more as we go into a big recording with all brand new details happening just minutes ago. I'm excited you're here. I'm excited you're part of this incredible family. And with that, I want you to subscribe. Go right on this video right now and hit that subscribe button. Be part of this incredible family so you learn about all the incredible sums of money on all these incredible items across the board. Become a member today of the #1 most watched financial news channel in America about your geopolitical news. I want you part of this incredible family across the board. Sign up for that incredible newsletter by becoming a member. That newsletter comes out on Monday through Friday, and sign up for those LA alerts, totally free. The link is under the video right now. And with that, let's go over this incredible recon, starting with that recon, the breaking details that Chuck Schumer is calling the vote. The recon is back on point, people. And that recon is going to pay you a lot of money, upwards of $15,000 across 3 clusters and 3 add-ons. Let's go over the recon that is back on track and is going to get passed. Those incredible checks, we're going to go over each of them one at a time, starting right now. Cluster number 1 got in there and staying in there. Hazard pay for my essential workers 1 more year. Earned income tax credit. $4,000 of elder care for my seniors. $4,000 of care for young children. They got the Pell Grant in there, $550 checks for college students. They got the home repairs in there for low-income family community homes. Then they got in there the CTC, child tax credit for 1 more year. $3,600 approximately over a 1-year period. And then they got in there $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle. Wow, it's incredible. The first add-on comes from the illustrious Maxine waters here in Southern California, where it's been brutally cold the last few days. How is the weather where you are? I just stepped outside just a second ago. I mean, it's 9 a.m. and it's cold as, outside. How's the weather where you are? Jump in the live chat. She got in there the free money to buy your first home. She wanted to give you $25,000. She got a little bit less. We'll go over how you get these incredible sums of money later in this video. Again, this is free money for the purchase of your first home. Let's go to that second cluster of checks. Here we go. Home repairs and paid leave got in there. Wow. In this second cluster, we have in there universal pre-kindergarten. We have household tax credit. We have also the child care programs, and then we have the incredible home repairs. These are to weatherize your home, not decorate your home. He has purple ornaments. Who would have thought? I went to go get some ornaments and I opened the box and they're just all purple. I just thought they're going to laugh at me. How ironic all the ornaments are purple. No, I don't only buy purple ornaments. That box happened to have a lot of purple ornaments. Have you watched ornaments? Oh, new ornaments? Are they purple? Yeah, of course they're purple. Let's go to the third cluster of checks. The third cluster of checks is incredible. Bob Casey wanted to give you $250 billion of free home health care for seniors and people with disabilities. He got it in there, just a little bit of left. Wow, great job, Bob. This is the Pennsylvania senator. He just does such incredible work. Let's go to that third cluster of checks. That third cluster of checks has seniors and free internet. In that third cluster, everything is staying in there with the exception of the immigration reform. I told you the Senate parliamentarian will remove it. She did last week. So in that third cluster, great news, everything else staying in there. Free school meals for all checks, cheaper prescription medication. In that third cluster, also in there, the free internet, the money for the farmers, the money for the workers, and also the money for the seniors and the care of basically expansion of Medicare. House members got 2 provisions in there for expansion of Medicare, the Medicaid gap fix and the hearing. The senators vow to add 3 more provisions, number 1, 2, and 3 more, which are dental, vision, and lowering the eligibility age of Medicare down to as low as 55 years of age. And that is where we are when we're talking about MSC. Because guess what? Senators have not had time to add stuff to this recon yet because they've been dealing with the dramatics of that guy from West Virginia, Joe Manchin. So they have all this Medicare stuff to take care of and add in there. And of course, they have time still, and they have a lot of work still to add other provisions in there, including, of course, the MSC. What does MSC stand for? It stands for Multiple IRS Stimulus Check. The reason why we use the acronym MSC is because it could be confusing. There are multiple checks in this fourth stimulus recon. This is the one that would be sent out by IRS. Back in the month of May, thousands of viewers were told by 6 senators it's going in there. And then 2 weeks ago, we re-advocated to them when the legislation landed in the Senate, and they said, once again, it's going in there. What happened? What are we talking about? What are the details? Let's go over all of them right now. First, they vowed that it would be the same eligibility as a third stimulus check. 75,000 less, single individual, got it. Married couple, 150,000 less, double it, they got it. Family of 4, they got it, quadruple it. If you're on benefits, SSI or SSDI, Social Security Railroad benefits, got it as well. Adult dependents got it as well. And it's a national stimulus check. It's not income. It's not taxable. I don't cover state anything on this channel really at all. So this is not a state item at all. It's a federal item. And guess what? The great news is that when you re-advocated over the last 2 weeks. You were told it's going in there as well. The incredible Janet picked up the phone and called over to Chuck Schumer's office and was told it's going in there via Bernie Sanders. Bonnie being told the same thing from Liz Warren's office. Donnie and his wife Sharon being told the same thing from Ron Wyden's office. Tyrone being told the same thing from Chris Coon's office. Lynn Glenn being told the same thing from Bob Casey's office. So that's why it's important for you to advocate. The tow truck has picked up the tow hitch. The tow truck has passed over the finish line. That is the recon procedural. The tow hitch and the tow truck are at the edge of the finish line. And I know it sounds like we've been at the edge of the finish line for a while, because we have. But guess what? They are right at the edge of the finish line, so you cannot stop advocating because we're not over the finish line with the tow hitch. And that advocacy is asked from the #1 senator for the recon in this incredible message from his chief of staff. They now have in total, between congressional senators' offices, received more contacts of advocacy from the LA Purple Power than the number of signatures in the American petition. We're at over 8 million now, folks. Keep on pushing. Everyone's amazed by the outpouring of touching stories. Don't use the words MSC when making the phone call. Use simple words. Now they have a better understanding of what Americans are going through during this pandemic. They have heartbreaking stories of the voice of the people across the nation, you LA, as you have been too loud to be ignored. Please continue your continued advocacy as the voice of the people until this becomes law. And who do you advocate to? Continue to advocate to those same 6 senators. And here they are. They are Casey, Coons, Warren, Wyden, Sanders, and Schumer. If you've advocated in the month of May, pick up the phone and re-advocate. Advocacy involves talking to a staff. Guess what? The staff is still in town, folks. This week is a working week, so re-advocate to them. Those staffers are still in office. And guess what? Tuesday, tomorrow, these senators are having a Zoom chat with Leader Schumer about this forced stimulus recon. If I have time, I'll go over that Zoom chat, so you want to continue to advocate across the board. Meantime, give yourself some time to advocate for your wallet. That is for third stimulus. Third stimulus is still paying out, and viewers are saying, thank goodness, LA. Thank goodness you have stayed on point and with our third stimulus and gotten us this money during this holiday season, because Congress didn't send us any money out at all. And this is where people are getting on average $5,000. I'm going to show you how to get more of this money. Viewers have been asking me, find any other money you can find us, LA. Get as much as you can. And I'm trying hard. And this recording, I have 2 other items. The toast is toasted and the butter is buttering. So pick up the phone and advocate for those, advocate for your wallet by getting this money. It's a full work week, and this is a week in which you get more of this third stimulus because all the offices are open this week. So get it. The butter is buttering and the coffee is brewing. The second half of, and the bacon's bacon in the second half of this video, we'll go over what's happening with Omicron. And boy, this is very important in view of what's going on with forced stimulus recon. Omicron out of control. And absolutely the situation has changed overnight, has changed in 1 week. I remember making the first video about Omicron. You remember watching it. I couldn't even pronounce it right. It was the weekend of Thanksgiving. And boy, these were graphics from the weekend of Thanksgiving. But the incredible great news in the second half of this video, you're going to see that letter from Leader Schumer minutes ago. The forced stimulus recon will pass in the month of January. The vote will be called. Hashtag Chuck Call the Vote worked. He's calling the vote. Yes. And those Senate changes are going in there. Yes. And the programs across this incredible recon will pay you a lot of money. Yes. It's getting back on track. You ain't going to play around with a guy from New York. I don't care where in West Virginia you are. You ain't going to play games with a New Yorker. But third stimulus, big money across the board. It is paying money right today. I'm going to show you how to get more of this money. Viewers are saying, get me as much of this money as you can, LA. I need every penny you can give me. So I'm going to show you how to get this big sums of money. We'll be turning to that student loan debt forgiveness for just a blink of an eye. And then I'll be turning to fifth stimulus, COLA raise, and its impact on your SNAP benefits. I'll have all those details, plus a little bit about the Federal Reserve and my commentary in the final 5 minutes of this video. You know it's going to be a very robust commentary, but right after the commercial break, you can hear all the breaking news about what happened with Leader Schumer minutes ago. Stay with me. We'll be back with you in 60 seconds as a big breaking news report live from Santa Monica continues on Mornings LA. If you want money right now, not 5 days from now, and not 5 weeks from now, then reach out to the community page. The volunteers can help you find that money for rent and utilities. That's at news.la.com/community. The community page features a series of volunteers who are viewers like you. They can help you find rent, utilities, SNAP, food benefits, mortgage assistance, and help you with eviction moratorium questions as well. Their Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram individuals reach out to them and indicate the city and state you're from, and they'll get back to you shortly. That's a community page. Volunteers working for you, viewers helping one another. Stay with LA for more. Join LALATE daily for the excitement of the new LALATE live daily. The excitement starts on Mornings LALATE at 9 a.m. Home LALATE returns at 11 a.m. daily. And then afternoon LALATE at 1 p.m. Join us daily as the excitement continues live from Santa Monica on LALATE. And the excitement continues right now in the second half of this recording with the breaking news. Chuck is calling the vote. Hashtag Chuck call the vote. Started by this channel last Wednesday has worked. Leader Schumer issued a major statement with the Senate changes coming minutes ago. You're going to hear the breaking news right now, live on air, direct from Santa Monica. This fourth stimulus recon will get passed in the month of January, says Leader Schumer. Despite the events of the weekend, I'll recap what happened and why we're back on track. The incredible third stimulus still paying out money. I'm going to show you how to get these big sums of money under third stimulus, and there's a lot of it. Viewers have said, keep on staying on point. I need that money. I'm going to show you more of how to get that money. Then we'll be turning to that student loan debt, the offer on the table, why the Democrats should take it. This stimulus impact on your COLA benefits and your SNAP benefits, and this stimulus as well. Well, that's my commentary. You know I'm going to go in on this commentary today at the final 5 minutes of this video and the latest economic data in the face of what's happening with Omicron and what the Federal Reserve said last week. It's brand new and it's happening at Mornings. I'm excited you're here. We got a big show today. And so with that, I want you to subscribe. Go under this video right now and subscribe and be part of this incredible family. You don't want to miss a single video across the board about what's going on this channel or geopolitical news. Hit that subscribe button right now. Like the video, 2,000-3,000 likes, and consider becoming a member so you're a part of the #1 most watched geopolitical news channel in America. Like the video and also sign up for that membership link and sign up for the LALATE alerts link, which is under the video. And with that, let's go right into the breaking news. We're going to go over what happened on Wednesday, Thursday, Sunday, and now minutes ago on this big broadcast. A lot of details, and it starts right now in the second half of this video. Well, it was back no less than last Wednesday when situation got a little bit out of control. What happened? Last Wednesday, we were waiting to start the voting on the fourth stimulus recon today. And Leader Schumer was also awaiting something else, a letter from the White House. And the letter from the White House is going to say, yes, Chuck, call the vote this coming week, and make the fourth stimulus recon pass the Senate and pass the law, as he had promised in a letter a month earlier. Chuck Schumer didn't get that letter on Wednesday. So what happened on Wednesday? The press found the White House and found the president and said, Mr. President, will the fourth stimulus recon go for a vote this coming Wednesday? The president said yes. This coming Monday, the president said yes on Wednesday. He was asked then, will the fourth stimulus recon pass before Christmas? The president said yes on Wednesday. What also happened on Wednesday? The president had meetings with Joe Manchin in the White House. They didn't go well. We know they didn't go well. But why did they not go well? What happened? During the negotiations, they said, we're going to continue to negotiate. Joe Manchin reportedly said, I'm going to pass the recon. We're going to pass the recon, but we have a lot of provisions still change. According to Liz Warren, Joe Manchin still wanted to pass the recon, but several provisions he had agreed to previously, he was backtracking on them and now having new problems with the provisions he had already agreed upon. But he was still empowered to pass the recon and fix those provisions. Pretty simple. Yeah, pretty simple. So the president, Thursday, 24 hours after saying we're going to pass the recon by Christmas, came out with a new statement, said, we need a little more time. We're going to move this into January. We need a few more weeks. And with that, we understood that the recon was not going for a vote this week. On Wednesday night, Thursday morning, I launched a hashtag campaign, hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. Why? I had polled viewers in the live chat. Do you think the president and Chuck Schumer have made an error since May of not calling the vote? Overwhelmingly, viewers said yes. Number one, Chuck Schumer should have called the vote in May. when he had problems about separating the recon from the roads and bridges. Should have kept it together, called the vote then. Then I asked viewers, should he have called the vote this week? Viewers said yes. In fact, you're not alone. Mazie Hirono, Democrat Senator, Hawaii, Dick Durbin, Democrat Senator, Illinois, and Bernie Sanders, Independent from Vermont, all had said 3 weeks ago, you must just call the vote. You can't keep on sitting and having negotiations indefinitely. So when the president said we're moving to January, on Thursday, we went full in, tagging Chuck Schumer, Senate Majority Leader, hashtag Chuck call the vote. What happened on Friday? No change. What happened on Saturday? No change. Now, if you want to get out a news statement to the press and you want it to be front page news, what do? You appear live at 5 p.m. Monday through Friday, prime time. Pretty simple. If you want to bury a news story, how do you bury it? You will release it on a Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, off hour at like 8 o'clock at night, or even on a weekend, on a holiday weekend. Even better. And even better, you put on a channel that no one really watches, like Fox News. Well, Sunday morning, we now know a little bit about what happened in those final minutes. In those final minutes before Sunday morning, the White House and fellow Senate Democrats received a correspondence and email from Joe Manchin, the senator from West Virginia, saying, I'm appearing on Fox News, and I'm talking about the forced stimulus recon. Reportedly, he didn't even tell them what he was saying. Understanding, by Sunday, his position was, we're passing the recon, and that there's certain provisions that need to be modified. In fact, you don't have to even rely upon them. You can rely upon him. He had said it in writing. He had said it in verbally on the record many, many times since the month of May. We're passing the recon. We need to modify some provisions. He's always said that. Always said that. And he always said, I'll continue to negotiate until we're done. In fact, that's what he had said Wednesday with the White House. In fact, that's what he said with the White House back in Delaware's mansion, the president's mansion in Delaware, back over Labor Day weekend. We're not done. We need to negotiate, but we're passing the recon. We have provision to work on. He appears, Joe Manchin, on Fox News Sunday morning. Rushed interview? Perhaps. Why? Generally, in the universe of journalism, you book a counter response. So Fox News doesn't have the counter reaction, doesn't have Nancy or Joe or Bernie or anyone else to react to the quote. Joe Manchin live on air. What does he say? I'm done negotiating. I don't want to hear about this recon ever again, and I'm going to vote against it. Shocker. Shocker, because it's inconsistent with what he's told people on the record, from his own mouth, in writing, in the Oval Office with a whole bunch of staffers. You know, when you meet with the president of the United States, there's a person keeping notes of everything that's said for the presidential records. So it's not like he says, she says. It was said. Still negotiating, still on board, still going to pass it. Appears on Fox News, this other Joe Manchin, and says, I don't want to hear about this recon ever again. I don't want to do it. I'm done negotiating, and I'll never pass it. Well, that happened right before I went on air for this show, Mornings LA, Sunday morning, live with you. I delivered the quote, then I delivered the quick, thank goodness, booking by CNN of Bernie Sanders. They were able to grab him very quickly because they had a feed ready for him to get into studio. And Bernie Sanders said exactly what you and I have been saying since Wednesday. This is why you just Chuck call the vote. Hashtag Chuck call the vote. Because it's one thing to say it on TV, it's another thing to vote. Well, that was Sunday. And I told you that it would take till Monday till we see the reaction from the White House and all the other reaction. It didn't even take 2 hours until afternoon's LA. And then I delivered the quotes from the White House press secretary. She was so teal, the teal monster, she went in red. She went into red because guess what? She went after Joe Manchin, signing every single time he has said he's passing the recon, still negotiating, up to the minute of this last week. So who is this guy that appeared on Sunday Morning News? Split personality? Jekyll and Hyde? Bipolar? Don't know. But this was not the guy that anyone had spoken to over the last 6 months. Now, in the face of the situation, let's make this very clear. It's Fox News, and it's a weekend, and it's right before Christmas, and no one got a pre-warning of it. A slap in the face, an absolute slap in the face. One of the things I forgot to mention over the weekend was that Nancy Pelosi back in November talked about the president going to the climate conference. She said, do not embarrass the president, you fellow Democrats. No matter what you do, don't ever embarrass the leader of your party or the president. He embarrassed the president. He really embarrassed his entire party. He embarrassed himself, embarrassed the president. So, Sunday, all day, the videos of this channel were hashtag Chuck Call the Vote. We did it, folks. Congratulations. He's calling the vote. We won again. We won again. Purple Power has won again, folks. Chuck Schumer, in a statement issued minutes ago, said, we're calling the vote. And guess what he actually says? He says exactly everything that I said he should do, and we've been tweeting him to do. Number one, he is calling the vote. Number two, he's calling it in January. Number three, he wants to have Joe Manchin on the floor of the Senate to say why he wants to do or not do any provision or the entire bill. Exactly every single thing I said in this recording. There's a reason you watch this channel. One, because I deliver the breaking news and exclusives. Two, I deliver it weeks in advance or days in advance or months in advance. And I get spot on. I got everything spot on this one. What is the messaging? That they want to put Joe Manchin on the Senate floor, where they're going to call the whole bill, the Build Back Better Act, for a debate first and then a vote. The debate will be like a Real Housewives reunion. It's going to be high dramatics, because normally it's Liz Warren versus Ted Cruz, or Bernie Sanders versus Josh Hawley. This time it's going to be Bernie Sanders versus the guy from West Virginia. In fact, it's going to be every one of the Democratic caucus who are senators against the guy from West Virginia. So what is the guy from West Virginia going to do? He has two choices: keep silent or speak. Keep silent, it's not going to work for him. Speak, it's going to work against him, but help all of us. Why? Because he's going to say, I don't like this provision, and I don't like that provision. Now, this helps us for two reasons, and they're very, very analytical. So let's go over them. First, there are certain provisions as recon that are not right, that need to be fixed. I detail them all weekend long. I don't think I want to cover them in this video because of running time. There are provisions where the White House tried to do provisions for 1 year, and they're literally 10-year provisions. So those provisions have not been fixed, and he's going to say that. And guess what? It's going to be front page news, and people are going to ask the White House. So he has a point. We look at it as well. We agree with Joe Manchin. Why aren't you fixing it? It's going to get the provisions fixed, because someone in the White House is not fixing the provisions. Number two, it's going to show where he is opposed to something and has made clear he's opposed to it. So the answer is, so we take it out, you're fine? Yeah. Okay, take it out. We're done. This is why the statement from Chuck Schumer says exactly what I say, which is, don't keep on having these faux votes on broadcast media or Zoom chats or coffee and tea at the White House. Just call the vote. And here we go. We're calling the vote. And this is absolutely incredible. The vote basically says that people should not be sitting behind closed doors and sort of talking about these things definitely. And this is great. Now, one thing I forgot to mention earlier, and I forgot to mention certainly for today's afternoon show, is there's a Zoom chat. There's a Zoom chat with all Democratic senators happening tomorrow. I got to tell you, folks. You like an in-person Real Housewives reunion where Andy is next to the housewife who has the cheating scandal. This one's by Zoom, so it's not as effective. But boy, everyone's wondering what this Zoom chat with the guy who literally tried to burn the barn down over the weekend is, with all his family members, is going to be like. This Zoom chat where Joe Manchin may not show up or does show up is absolutely going to be one for the ages. So join me tomorrow on Tuesday, because boy, that is going to be. And here's the guy in purple who says, I don't want dramatics. I don't want reality TV politics. That's where we are. And ironically, it's the way we're going to get it done. It's the way we're going to get it done. Let's turn back to the incredible provisions which are now passing. Everything is back on track. The train is back on the tracks. The tow hitch is now rehitched to the tow truck. Joe Manchin tried to make it look like the tow hitch was unhitched by him. He can't do that. He has no way to do that. He is just one senator from one state. And let's go over each of these checks, because when this becomes law, it's going to be very quick, folks. And you want to pounce and get every single one of these incredible checks that we can pass in the month of January with the Senate changes. I'm going to go over those as well. Get your pen and paper ready. We're ready to pounce as a purple hawk, with the first check that got in there, and it stayed in there. paid leave. $1,700 a week if you make $70,000 or more per year. $800 a week if you make $35,000 or more per year. If you make $15,000 or more per year, it's $400 a week. All income levels, all qualifications, W-2 or 1099. Now, if you don't work, but you live with your son or daughter do, and they take you to the doctor's office once a week, then they're going to get the check. They got in there the SALT cap, raising up from $10,000 to $72,500 of what you can deduct in state and local taxes on the federal tax return. They got in there the $40 billion of free job training checks because millions of Americans want to take a higher paying job. Then they got in there the Medicaid gap fix. It's huge. 12 Republican states vowed to never provide you this medical cheaper insurance. So they got a workaround plan in there via Raphael Warnock. For Joe Manchin, who requests this provision, they got in there. 12 holdout states will provide years of subsidized private insurance to low-income uninsured people in the states. Then they get to the best provisions, Tyler Recon. You know what it is. The big cash, the big moolah, and the one that viewers say, please stay on point, Allied, on this one. It's the housing. $150 billion of housing got into this fourth stimulus recon with three provisions that are new. They are home repairs, paid leave, and weatherize your home. And three provisions, which are eerily familiar: rent, utilities, and mortgage assistance. And where do they come? They come from third stimulus. And the great news is you don't have to wait for this fourth stimulus to become a law in January. You can get this third stimulus today. So get your pen and paper ready right now. And if you have the newsletter, pull it out as a member in front of you. We're going to go over how to get this incredible sums of money right now. And I'm going to zoom through it. I'm not going to go over the success stories. So if you've had a success story, send it to me on private message, social media, or Instagram, and I'll feature it live on air. Because of running time, I want to cover so much of this Manchin-Schumer situation. I'll cover the success stories later this week. But let's go right into this rent. The rent, mortgage assistance, utility assistance is still available. The average viewer of this channel has gotten $5,000 in the last 2 weeks. This is your holiday stimulus, your Christmas stimulus. It's a full work week with all the offices open of government agencies and the nonprofits, so you can get this money today. And viewers are averaging $5,000, 4 to 6 months of rent, and 2 utilities at least. Let's turn to the rent, and boy, has it gone up a lot. It was back 3 months ago that the rent was $20,000 to $30,000. Now it is upwards of $40,000. Let's look at the graphic then. So here is the rent. Where you get it? Get ready. Take notes. Here we go. 6 places: City Hall, City House Authority; County Hall, County House Authority; State Hall, and State Housing Authority. And the key words you can say are rent assistance because of COVID, mortgage or utility assistance because of COVID. There are 3 musts. You must reach out to all 6 places. Number 2, you must get multiple rounds. Number 3, you must get multiple applications everywhere. Then get that mortgage assistance because of COVID as well. Same words. Utility assistance. Go get it. Reach out to all utility companies. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $15,000. Reach out to every single utility and you say utility assistance because of COVID. SNAP, money for food. You get it from the Department of Agriculture. If you got a third stimulus check, you should not be paying for your food. Reach out to the Department of Agriculture to get this big money right now. And wow, it's a lot and it's huge. Mark's brother-in-law is getting $25,000 over 10 years. He's getting $250,000. Then those combo items, Ardenisi Sullivan, they got 3 items. And boy, very exciting because guess what? They inspired a whole generation of viewers. Mark was at 2 items at the time. He had 32,000. I said, Mark, was your third? He got his third, 50,000. Now he got more items. He's at over 100,000. Lorraine, she was at 105. Now she's at 120. Let me go to Johnny's story, his success story, because it inspires us how to do this correctly. 3-part story. Part 1 of Johnny's story started several weeks ago. On a Monday, he was at 0. By Wednesday, he was at 45,000. From what? He had made phone calls and he got 3 programs approved in 3 days. Great. But he heard my recordings where I said, don't stop at 3 programs, keep on pushing. And he did. And by the end of the week, he got 7 programs approved. Wonderful. Now, to get 7 programs approved, you're going to have some rejections. He had to have made 15 phone calls, which is important because you can have a 20 to 50% rejection rate. 15 phone calls, how much money to get? $80,000 in 5 days. Incredible. Part 2 is Johnny's incredible story, followed the following Monday. He reached out to his 2 family members, saying, I got $80,000 last week for third stimulus. They said, how come I don't hear this in broadcast media? He says, they don't cover it. Let me show you. By the end of the week, they became believers. Each got $50,000. The landscape of where we are in America right now is that this channel, LALATE, is the #1 geopolitical news channel in America. Number 3 overall in financial news, and you're going to see a new rebirth of this channel coming in January. I'm going to try something big, and I didn't think I was able to pull this thing off. You ain't going to see anything if I can pull off what I'm going to try for in January. And the reason why you'll watch this channel is because even in a week like this, where they're talking about the forced stimulus recall, the Build Back Better Act, they ain't telling you anything about all this money. They don't tell you this. They sort of cover the generalities of a letter from Schumer and the dramatics of Joe Manchin. That's it. Let's go to the third part of Johnny's incredible story. It came in 3 weeks ago. Got an incredible message from Johnny on social media. He said, LA, people kept on coming over the house saying, can you help me get this sums of money? And I showed them. And I said, how many people did you help? He said 32. I said, 32 people you helped get third stimulus? He said, yeah, we watched your videos. They became subscribers, members, and 32. I said, how much money did you get them? He said, 850,000. I said, my goodness, Johnny, God bless you. And if you have not become a member, go right on this video right now and become a member to this incredible family. I want you to subscribe to get that incredible newsletter that comes out Monday through Friday across the board. So you learn about all this incredible money. That membership newsletter comes out Monday through Friday, 7 p.m. Pacific Standard Time to all members of this channel. It features the big money from third stimulus. First, it features the 6 places you reach out to, covered in this video. It features the keywords you say, covered in this video. It features the 3 musts, covered in this video. But it also features stuff not covered in this video. It features the incredible 5 nonprofits. What do they provide assistance for? What is the money? What is the eligibility? What about that one nonprofit that helps for home repairs? It's featured in the newsletter. What about those secret that important information you're supposed to read from Treasury about rent before making the phone call to help get that success rate higher when you make those phone calls? It's in the newsletter as well. Become a member today and sign up for those LA alerts, which is also totally free. That is under the description of this video, news.la.com/alerts. And with that, let's go back into the incredible deliciousness of forced stimulus, which we left off at the housing provision. So the 3 new provisions in that housing are the home repairs if you live in a low-income community, the weatherize your homes for homes across the board, and the first-time home purchases. Wow, that is incredible. What are the other provisions that are in this incredible recon that are important to note? Well, they got in there the $150 billion of free home health care for seniors and people on disabilities. They got in there the $550 check for the college students, the Pell Grant. And then they got in there the $12,500 for the purchase of a new electric vehicle made in Union Shop and U.S. soils. And then the $65 per month per student when they're not in school for nutrition, which then brings us to the best provisions in entire recon, and that is the cheaper medication, Medicare. Medicare Part B, Medicare Part D, cancer, arthritis, diabetes, the most expensive medications out there, 20 of them on day one will be dramatically discounted. Wow. And will grow to 30 medications by the year 2028, cannot increase more than the rate of inflation. And while this graphic shows you $15,000 of checks, you already seen in this recording that the forced stimulus recon has closer to about $50,000 of checks. It has everything from third stimulus repeated back in there. Has those Senate add-ons that haven't been added in there yet because they've been dealing so much with the guy from West Virginia. And then has all this incredible deliciousness across the board. So let's go over some more of those big checks in this recon. They got in there the universal pre-kindergarten. They got in there the Pell Grant. They got in there the nutrition. They got in the housing. But the provisions that are likely to expire at the moment, and they'll have to write them as reinstituted as opposed to extending, are the earned income tax credit for essential workers, 1 year, the broadened version, the CTC, the child tax credit, and also the care across the board. And with that, let me jump quickly over to student loan debt forgiveness and fifth stimulus to explain those details because it's getting a lot of great questions about them in recent days. So first, that student loan debt forgiveness, they have an offer on the table to forgive student loan debt, $10,000 after the president forgave student loan debts for individuals who became disabled after graduation or work in the non-profit or public sector. Fifth stimulus, COLA raise, SNAP. Let me cover it all. So first, your benefits are going up January 1, 5.9%. Everyone automatically, you don't have to do anything. Your benefits are income. And when your income goes up, your SNAP gets adjusted. That's how it works. So we're finding under fifth stimulus to raise your income, your benefits up a lot, so your SNAP would go down. Now understand your SNAP went up 25% on average in the month of October, so it's not going back down to zero. It's going down just a little bit incrementally. With this COLA raise, 5.9%, you don't have to do anything. The snap adjustment is going to be not anything significant. And the snap adjustment will not cause you to lose snap unless you barely qualified for it at the start of the entire process because you made too much money for income that you barely qualified. They're going to remove the asset cap, remove the income cap, and remove the marriage penalty under FIS stimulus. Then they're going to remove COLA as your benchmark, give you a new benchmark inflation. That means you would get 1, 2, 3 steps up, giving you a lot more benefit checks every year, a lot more than SS200 ever would have given you, a lot more. Starting in January. People are saying a forced stimulus at the same time as FIS stimulus. Yeah, they often overlap legislation at the same time, so don't worry about that. And that is your FIS stimulus. And with that, let me go into my final commentary in the final 5 minutes of this video and what's going on with the Federal Reserve, what's going on with Joe Manchin, and what's going on with Chuck Schumer. A lot to say, and it's a big recording. And I'm start with the following. First, I'm very excited for you. I'm very happy for you, and I'm very excited for you. First, if you did not notice, the live chats over this weekend were absolutely wonderful. Why? For a series of reasons. One, people understood that one senator is not going to derail your recon. So they understood that. Number two, they understood that the forced stimulus recon would get done. Number three, they understood that there is a universe out there of the Fox News land where they want to just tell you that everything is going up in smoke and let's just put out the bonfire. They understood that's out there and they sort of distanced themselves with it. I was also very proud of you that you remain focused on advocating. I saw in the live chat during the commercial break of this video, you're so focused on advocating to make sure that everything is in this recon because they haven't had time to get all those Senate changes added in there because they've been dealing with the dramatics of Joe Manchin. And lastly, I've been so excited for how well you've been laser focused on cashing checks. So many viewers over the weekend said, LA, please bring back the full coverage of third stimulus in all the videos because it was reduced over the weekend because of the breaking news. Because viewers are saying, give me more third stimulus, give me a lot of it. They said, thank goodness for LA because he's showing us how to get cash during the holidays because Congress is not saying that ain't cash. He's showing us where the cash is. He's tracking down the cash. He's getting it to us. That's what I've been doing since day one. I will continue to do it, and I'll always do it. And I'll fight to find every single last penny and show you I get more pennies. Here's some more pennies to get you right now. Number one, when you do those, when you get this third stimulus, look at your notes and see, have you gotten all your utilities? If you've only gotten 2 utilities, get all your utilities. Number two, additional rounds. I want to use that language a little clearer. I'll explain it out clearer so you can show yourself how to get more of this money. Here's an example for example, members. If you got your gas company to pay your gas bill for October, November, December yesterday, and you're like, I got all this money for gas. I guess I can't get any more money for gas. Not true. You can reach out to nonprofit number one and say, I need help with my gas bill next year. I barely can make bills. So can you give me some gas bill coverage for January, February, March? Those are different months. They'll do it. They'll do it. Rent, organization number one, got your rent for November, December. Organization number two gets it for January, February. Organization number three gets it for March, April. Yeah, that's how you do it differently. You've learned that every dollar counts. If you have $1,000 in your pocket to pay the landlord for rent this month, and you don't have to take it out of your pocket because someone else is paying the landlord, then you're in a great situation. You've learned that every cash dollar you have, every wad of cash you can put in your pocket or keep in your pocket is a better situation made possible because of third stimulus, and you listen to this recording to this channel. You've also learned that getting as much of it and keep on not stopping is very inspirational. That's why I keep on the Johnny story, because Johnny didn't stop at 3 items. 45,000 is a lot of money for folks, but he didn't stop at 3 items. He continued to got 80,000. So that's what's important. All right, let me go now over to commentary. And trust me, I have a lot to say. So the guy that appeared on Sunday on Fox News is Joe Manchin 2.0. I don't know who this guy is because that is not the Joe Manchin that has appeared with a White House note taker, White House staffers in the dozens, congressional Democratic members in the dozens, and has said, I'm passing the recon. I have problems with some provisions. I need to modify some provisions. So for this guy to appear on Fox News on Sunday morning saying, I don't ever hear about this bill ever again. I don't want to talk about it. I'm not negotiating anymore. I don't even want to do anything with it. I can't find a place to do this. This is, there's something wrong with this guy. And I don't know what is wrong with him. But there is something wrong with this guy, because this is not what has come from his mouth. This is not what he's written. This is not what has been dictated and written down by a White House correspondent every single time when he's been present. So, am I worried about this guy? No. Am I ecstatic with Chuck Schumer? Absolutely. You did an incredible job, Purple Power. Hashtag Chuck Call the Vote worked. Go to Wikipedia. Put this in Wikipedia. We did it again. Last year, we got the CR for stimulus. I think it's almost the same year to date. Last year, no one wanted to give us a second stimulus check. I came up with the idea to put a stimulus check in the CR for stimulus. We got it in there. That became your second stimulus check. Hashtag Chuck Call the Vote worked. No one was urging Chuck Schumer more than you, me, Mazie Hirono, Dick Durbin, and Bernie Sanders to Chuck Call the Vote until he did it. And guess what he says in this messaging? That the vote helps us. Why does it help us? And let me explain to you my opinion of the situation, of why I think it helps us. Number one, when they call the vote, it's going to be front page. It's going to be live. It will probably be on broadcast on major 3 networks, because everyone's talking about this, number one. Number two, it's going to see the problems of the bill that need to be fixed. And there are problems with the bill that Joe Manchin is correct that the White House has not fixed. And they'll fix it. This is what Congress is about. This is what every Congress, every government body, law-passing body in every country is about. You sit there, you negotiate, you argue, you debate, and then you make changes, and you finish it. Maybe it's COVID, maybe it's Zoom, but someone in this White House, someone in this group thought we should just consistently have chats and tea and coffee and lunches and coffee and tea and chats, and not just have the darn silly vote. Having the darn silly vote forces to fix the things that need to be fixed. Because the guy has said, I want to pass the recon. He has said it a gazillion times. So the recon will get passed. It will get passed in the month of January. What's important for you to know is that the situation on the negotiations was so close to finalizing this that there was almost very little to be left. Now, Liz Warren says that Joe Manchin was backtracking on some provisions. Maybe getting cold feet. Maybe getting cold feet because Chuck hadn't called a vote. This is why you call a vote. If people getting cold feet about something you already agreed upon, then so be it. But the news is that when you call the vote, you put that debate to the floor. Everyone sees Joe Manchin saying, no, I'll do 1 year child tax credit. This says 10 years of child tax credit. Suddenly goes back to the White House. Joe Manchin's correct. Reporters for our network have looked at the language, and Joe Manchin is correct. It is running at. It's written as suggests it's 1 year, but it's really 10 years. Why do you put that language in there? The White House disagrees. No, I think the White House is wrong. It really he is right, Joe Manchin. So they're going to fix the things that Joe Manchin's correct about, and then the provisions that people just say, I don't want it, I do want it, I don't want it, I do want it. He's going to take it out, because guess what? If the thing doesn't work, you take it out. And I don't care, we never had it in this country. So if he really is going to go down to the fixing everything and he's left with paid leave, I can't do paid leave. I can't do paid leave. I can't do paid leave. We're the only U.S. country that doesn't have paid leave. Well, do you want to have the recon or not? Do paid leave another way, take it out and get it done. And this is how calling the vote is so effective. It's so effective across the board. Why was it important for me to say last week, don't miss a single video by the hour or by the day, because you're going to miss too much? Because it literally was that way. On Thursday, when the president came out with something totally different than what was said on Wednesday, I had to record 2 live videos, special reports, the afternoons and the evenings. They went 1 hour in length. Most videos are about 40, 45 minutes in length. They went 1 hour. On Sunday, when the Joe Manchin announcement came out, I had to pause before I went on camera, because I didn't know how I could do this recording. And I had to adjust the content like remove stuff that would normally cover like third stimulus because I knew the running time was going to be so long. Those videos ran 1 hour. And I didn't think the White House would react so quickly as the Teal Monster did, going in on Joe Manchin saying, you said this. This is not the same guy that said stuff to us just days earlier. So I had to adjust that as well. I see the 400 people in the room, and this is why you can't ever be a donut guy. You can't ever say, when is the thing going to land in my bank account? Because this recon pays you a lot of money, $15,000, a lot of money. And you can't just sort of time out when you hear something negative, time in when you hear something positive. That is informational deficit. If you don't have information, is what empowers people. People make money from information. They lose money from not knowing information. And let me jump in the live chat. So Lynn Glenn just right now says, keep on pushing. Let them be known we need those monthly stimulus checks. So pick up the phone. Then Scott, don't forget about the meaning of Christmas. They have to push. Let me see some more of the incredible comments. Lloyd Johnson says, try March. No, it's not going to be March. Absolutely not going to be March. March may be for fifth stimulus. Maybe fifth stimulus gets moved out, but not fourth stimulus. No, absolutely not. There is Shirley Parker says, thank you, Ellie. Thank you, Shirley. There is Anna says, amen. There is Nancy. Another Nancy says, LA rocks. I appreciate that. There is Curvy Chick saying to Crayola, please send me requests on Facebook. Now, understand, when you're doing third stimulus, you want to do third stimulus yourself to start. I've been saying this since December of 2020. When I first detailed the available money for rent and utilities, I said, I want you to do it yourself because I want you to deliver the skill. I want you to learn the skill. I want you to learn the skill because when it becomes law in the third stimulus, from second to third, you'll have the skill. You don't want to say, Crayola, go do this for me. No. Then you're not learning anything yourself. You're not learning the skill. Now, after you have gotten one item, let's say utilities, $400 for utilities, $200 for utilities, you're going to feel so wonderful about yourself because then you'll say, I know how to do this. I just got it. Now, you reach out to a volunteer when, let's say, you've gotten 2 or 3 utilities and you can't figure out the rent. You've called 1, 2, 3 places for rent and you're having problems. You do not reach out to a volunteer when you've made no phone calls. You do not reach out to a volunteer when you've made 2 phone calls and gotten 2 no's. You don't reach out to a volunteer when you've made 4 phone calls and gotten 4 no's. Johnny made 17 phone calls and had at least 8 no's. So accept that no's are good. People don't like rejection, but understand no's are good. And that is how we absolutely push across the board. Great comments. Loving these great comments across the board. Nancy, I'm so glad for this family. I am glad for this family across the board. And Olivia, thank you, blessing, for all the resources. It helps my family of 6. I appreciate that, Olivia. Very, very kind, Olivia. And very, very kind across the board. And with that, join me next on Mornings Crypto Metaverse. I'll be live on air in just 2 minutes from now. It's a brand new live broadcast. I know you want to know what about Decentraland. We have a lot of my crypto viewers in the live chat. Then join me back at 11 a.m. with a new holidays LA. We're blinking lights. The lights, by the way, change. If there's a setting, I can change the lights to just blink a different way. Sort of change every time when Joe Manchin changes his opinion. Join me next on Mornings Crypto live on air in about 5 minutes. And then noontime, holidays at 11 a.m. Then we have big shows at 3 o'clock, 1 o'clock of afternoons, 3 o'clock of afternoons. And then have you missed it? Oh, boy. Our evenings lineup is a biggie now. It is the 5 o'clock evenings LA, the 6 o'clock evenings countdown, the 7 o'clock holiday stream stimulus, and the runaway hit of the winter season is evenings extra at 8 o'clock. Last night, killed it. You're loving that show, and I'm loving you. So with that, subscribe. 400,000 subscribers, a YouTube record. I want your positive, incredible family. Hit that subscribe button. Like the video, and consider becoming a member to get that incredible newsletter. Join me next as Mornings Crypto heats up. We go into the metaverse and look at those metaverse coins and show you how to make money. And get ready for that new metaverse show coming to this channel. Also get ready for the revamp of new programming you've never seen. You're going to be very excited. It's coming up in January. And with that, stay informed, stay focused, and stay with LA for more.